Yeah, it looks like another perfect day. 90 degrees. I think it's gonna rain tonight. Maybe it's a storm. But I'm just out here getting my lunch walk in, enjoying this day, manifesting some goodness in my life. Yeah, I've been watching videos and trying to do some research on manifesting and how people do that. And, you know, I think it comes down to paradigm. Your paradigm controls everything. It's basically like the filter that determines the results that you get, which is fascinating. So if you want to change your results, you have to change your paradigm. It's not about intellect. It's not about learning things. It's not about studying. It's literally about your paradigm, and your paradigm is created mostly from childhood, a little bit throughout your life, but mostly through childhood, and it defines exactly how you feel about everything. You know, it's like the filter that you put everything through. So, you know, if you have a poverty mentality, that's your paradigm, and that's probably stems from some sort of childhood issue, some sort of trauma maybe, or, you know, you were always poor, and so you're always going to be poor. And essentially, that's going to determine the results. That's the energy that you're putting out. So you can take all these things in, you know, through your senses. You could take all these events and things that people say, things people don't say, you know, what you see, what you feel, what you taste, and your energy is created from all the things that you consume or take in. And that energy is a vibration that determines your output. So whatever your result is, whatever you have in your life, however, you know, good, bad, indifferent, you're determining that by the energy and the vibration that you put out. And that vibration is determined by your paradigm. So naturally, you're going to put everything that comes in through a filter, and that filter will determine your output. So if you think, you know, if money's always been a problem for you, then your paradigm says it's always going to be a problem because for whatever reason, that's your lot in life, or you can't do this, or you can't do that, or whatever the deal might be. And so that's what you're always going to have until you can change that paradigm that says, that's not true. I can do things. I can have things. I can have money or relationships or success or whatever it is, you know? Because unless you change that paradigm, you're going to vibrate on that same level. Because once you change your paradigm, your vibration changes, your energy changes, and you attract different things. So the vibration that you have, the frequency that you're vibrating at, is what you're attracting into your life. So if you can't find relationships, it's because the frequency you're on, determined by your paradigm, says that, you know, relationships aren't for you, or you have bad luck with relationships, or you attract the wrong kind of people, or you don't like this and you don't like that, whatever the deal might be. That's because your paradigm has determined your vibration, and your vibration is saying, we're not going to have that in our life because we don't deserve it, or whatever it is that you tell yourself in your subconscious. And your paradigm lives in your subconscious. So your conscious mind is where you educate yourself. So you can get smarter and smarter and smarter in your conscious mind, but your paradigm lives in your subconscious mind. And it's like the program that you run on. It's like your computer program, and it's deep in the subconscious mind. So your operating system, you know, all the things that you visually see are in your conscious mind. So you can see, you know, the colors, you can see the education, you can see common sense, you can learn a whole bunch of different things. But until you change that inner monologue, that paradigm, and I guess that would be more like the operating system, but like the computer program that's hidden deep inside the computer that you don't understand. Like, if you get on a computer, you can navigate to some folders and change a few things. You can change your desktop, your screensaver, the sounds on your computer. You can add files, but most of us don't know how to program a computer, so the operating system is deep down in there, and that's where your paradigm lives. And so a Windows computer is going to continue to be a Windows computer because you don't know how to do anything about the operating system. It's just going to, whatever the operating system says is what's going to be. And until the master, the owner, the person that knows how to get in to the operating system and change something, unless they can do that, you're not going to see a different result. It sounds confusing possibly, but it's true. So the whole key to manifestation, the whole key to changing your life and attracting different things into your life is to change your paradigm, which is not an easy thing to do because you've convinced yourself that everything that you learned when you were a child is true, even if it's not. You didn't necessarily convince yourself, maybe somebody else convinced you, but the problem is when you're young, when you're a baby or a toddler or, you know, up to 6 years old, your subconscious mind is wide open, and every single day, repetition, day in and day out, you absorb everything around you. You're absorbing everything, the way what your parents thought, the struggles your parents went through, their fighting, their negative minds, their positive minds. If you had positivity in your life, you're probably going to grow up with that same positivity. If you had negativity, you're probably going to grow up in that same negativity. Because you're born with a basic set of genetics, and then over the next 6 years you acquire, you know, this whole paradigm in your subconscious. So in order to change, you need to change your paradigm, and you do that through repetition. Unfortunately, it's not easy, but it's possible. You need to essentially retrain your brain to believe something new, like success is possible for you. In fact, it's not only possible, it's coming for you. It's going to happen. You know, and you do that through repetition, through affirmations. You do that through affirmations. You do that through basically tricking your brain to believe that something else is better, that better is happening and coming for you. And it can take time, and you got to be willing to put the work into it. And a lot of times people aren't willing to do that work. It's like fitness. It's literally the same thing as fitness, you know. You can tell yourself over and over that, you know, you can't change, your body can't change, but we know that's not true. You can, it just takes time, and it's hard. It takes repetition, consistency and repetition. You got to show up over and over and over and keep coming back, and eventually you'll believe something different, because you'll prove to yourself that change is possible, because it'll be looking right in the mirror at you. All of a sudden you look in the mirror and you're not that fat person, you're not that, you know, lazy person, you're not that listless person. All of a sudden you find you have energy, and your brain starts singing a different tune. You're like, no, it is possible. And you've probably seen that in other areas of your life as well. Your paradigm is no different at all. If you want something different in your life, you have to manifest something different in your life. And that doesn't come from wishful thinking. It comes from effort, motivation, consistency, and repetition. So watch yourself talk, because that's one of the first places you can start. Because if you're telling yourself, that's not true, I can't change, or you're starting to roll down the excuses, you're going down the list of excuses, then you'll get exactly what you're saying. It's not true, and it won't work for you. As long as you hold on to those excuses, it will not work. That's all there is to it. If you want something different, you need to do something different. Because you've got this far in your life believing one thing, and that one thing is going to be true until you start believing something different. So, believe it, don't believe it, your choice. But I'm going to choose to believe that I can change. And I'm going to choose to believe that I can change my paradigm. And that starts with one day at a time, repeating the things that you want are coming for you, not I wish or I hope or maybe. It is coming for you. It is changing. You are going to be successful. Success is happening right now. Sometimes you just don't see it yet. Things aren't always what they seem, but that doesn't mean they're not true. So, anyway, something to think about. Something I'm thinking about for sure on my lunch walk here. But take some deliberate effort, you know? If you want something, go get it. Stop telling yourself you can't, or there's some excuse why it's not meant for you. If it exists, you can have it too. Believe me, you can. All right, that's all I got. Gonna continue walking. I got 2 more laps to go. All right, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.